Good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Hope everyone's having a great morning and a great trading session so far. News on the session, we have 8:50 a.m. news, which is low impact, 9 o'clock and 9:30 low impact news as well. I'm a little late because I just actually finished taking a trade. Took this Divergence off of VWAP. Quick 1 second trade. Everything showing properly over there? No, it's not, because you guys are supposed to be seeing. Pre-market gold trading done for the day. Nice. Good morning, Amelia. How are you this morning? There we go. So yeah, I took a trade off of VWAP up there. And I don't believe I missed, well, I probably did miss some stuff up in here somewhere, but that's all right. 9 o'clock, but not sure about it. Perfect. Good morning, Applejacks. How are you this morning? Okay. That's good to know. Thank you for telling me. I did see 9 o'clock, but it was just like regular 9 o'clock news, which I was going to stop 2 minutes before and restart 2 minutes after regardless, but it's good to know it might be some little extra up in there, you know? All right, quick divergence off of that support level there. All right, so somebody left a comment on one of my videos yesterday that has me thinking. I was late with stuff like that, so just a heads up. Yes, you know we love the information. Thank you. Like I said, thank you for telling me. So I was looking into Tradify's micro scalping rule, okay, because someone left a comment on yesterday's live, like basically saying, I hope you know the minimum hold time for your trades for each of the props that you're using. I'm like, yeah, the only one I really have to worry about is Tradify, which I've always known. Did they not used to have like a 5 second? Well, I mean, I'm kind of screwed either way, but because this trade was 2 seconds and this one was 1 second, I might be screwed with using Tradify, you guys. I just might. Wait, why didn't I get into that trade? Oh, because I was too busy talking. That's fine. Yeah, I actually might be screwed with using them because I was looking up their micro scalping rule, and it says that 50% of, let me see, micro, I could have sworn it used to be like a 5 second rule or something. Oh, there it goes. This is why I kind of hate ambiguous rules, but like I've always said, we have to remember that there are people out here that are not doing things the right way, and so we get affected by it. But anyway, it says micro scalping refers to executing trades with the intent of capturing small profits from minimal price movements, such as a few ticks or points, typically within a very short period of time. Tradify is looking for traders that are serious about their trading and can be called up to live to eventually be copied by our own firm as well. Trades executed in less than 10 seconds are difficult to reliably replicate or copy. Therefore, you must meet both of the below two criteria, I can't read this morning, to pass the micro scalping rule. Over 50% of your trades are longer than 10 seconds. Over 50% of your profit must come from trades held longer than 10 seconds. Keep in mind, if you do not meet the criteria, you will not be able to activate the evaluation or request a payout. I can't even activate my email. No, Tradeify. Good morning, Trenches. How are you this morning? I'll be counting that 10 seconds. Okay, so while we're pushing new lows, because I don't really like, right now, I just don't like trading at new lows or new highs. I'm going to show you guys my Tradeify account because right now, I think exactly 50% of my profits come from trades that are under 10 seconds. However, I think what I'm going to have to do with Tradeify is just basically make that my follower account and only trade it after 9 o'clock. Because at least after 9 a.m., you know, volatility starts to slow down, volume starts to slow down a little bit. So maybe I will fare better doing that. All right, so here's my account here. I can't remember when I started this account. Oh, I guess I started it on the 29th of last month. So I'm currently $800 in profit, not including what I'm up right now. Right? So if I go to the trade journal, the trade log, and I filter by duration, so you can see I have wait, is it counting yesterday? Yes. Okay. So I was making sure yesterday's trades were in there. Okay. So I have 16 trades right now. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So exactly 50% of my trades are at least 10 seconds. But then I have 2 trades today that are 1 second and 2 seconds. But if you look, the majority of my trades that are over 10 seconds are after 9 o'clock. So this is the only one that's not after 9 o'clock. This 16-second trade right there was right before 9 o'clock. Because this is Eastern Standard Time. So the rest of these are after 9. But then let's look at the ones that are under 10 seconds. That's before 9. That's before 9. After, and these are before. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to have to do. And I guess I'm going to have to start that right now in the eval process, considering it says that if you don't meet the criteria, you will not be able to activate the eval. Here's my other issue. If it is true that you can't activate the eval as well, why is that not like something that's in here? Like, shouldn't that be a metric in here? Telling me how many, what my percent, if you can have obviously they don't have a consistency rule in this eval, but if you can have a consistency rule, I just feel like it should be over here in the objectives, 50% of trades are more than 10 seconds or, whatever. And also the whole profit thing. Yeah, Amelia, I thought they totally took it out as well. I feel like at some point they did, and that's why I decided to go with Tradeify, because I remember, let me see if I can, hold on. We got news coming in 3 minutes. Yeah, literally. So I'm going to show you guys what I wrote when I applied to be an affiliate. All right, hold on. I gotta turn the other. Okay, so when I applied to be an affiliate, this was literally what I wrote. Tradeify is a company a lot of traders like. Although I can't trade with Tradeify because of micro scalping rules, And then I put 4.5 point trades that last less than 5 seconds or whatever. And then I just like put some other stuff. So I remember when the affiliate manager finally reached out to me like months later, because they had stopped allowing affiliates for a minute. When he reached out to me, he was like, oh, well, we rather, our affiliates actually use our products. Da, da, da. I was like, well, I actually am going to buy my first account this weekend now that y'all got rid of the micro scalping rule. So I guess they put it back in. Maybe people were abusing it. But see, the other thing that I like the fact that they have something solidified, yes, but at the same time, I don't, because I get punished for stuff like this, right? Because the other thing is you have this good faith policy, and I guess, it keeps it from people feeling like people are, companies are playing favorites or whatever, but like right here, you say the core of the guidelines is a mutual understanding between Tradeify and the trader, and that the trader acts in good faith. Therefore, traders are prohibited from using strategies that seek to exploit or create errors within our platform. Da da da. Like, I can't help that there are people out here. Like, I remember when Fast Track was the thing, because Fast Track didn't have any like micro scalping rules, didn't have commissions. People were literally just scalping one tick at a time and like running it up. I understand you punishing people like that. And I understand that I have to be punished because of stupid people, but it's just so unfair, you guys. It's so unfair. So yeah, I think that we're going to have to make Tradeify always the follower. Make sure I only turn that on after 9 o'clock. And I'm just going to have to leave it at that. That's just what I'm going to have to do. I also, really quick, I need to add my personal account in there and do my one trade for that. Let's unlock this, make TPT the leader. Mini, put a micro. I just have to take my one trade for the 30 days so I don't get hit with an inactivity fee. And then put TPT as the leader. All right, so 2 minutes and then I can trade. I can imagine them not letting you activate. Yeah, I'm going to have to reach out and ask, because that shit trash. I'm not going to, that shit trash. I'm not going to lie to you. It's trash. So yeah, I'm glad that person left the message though, because like I said, I genuinely thought that I was good, because that was the only reason I even joined Tradeify to begin with. So whatever, I guess. All right, so I have decided after chatting with ChatGPT yesterday that inside of this change zone, I'm not taking any pullbacks except the no interest reversals. And then I will take Divergence. Divergence should be okay as long as it's a high swing bar, I believe. I don't think I could take the low swing bar, but I don't really know right now. I didn't look too deep into my data and analytics yet. But I think that's how it's going to end up being. But I'll let you guys know. It also might be where no matter which one I am okay with taking inside of the zone, it's probably going to be that it has to be on, the edges of it, since it is a range. I am going to read to you guys what ChatGPT said to me in regards to like this zone or whatever that I draw. I'll show you guys that when I have to stop for 9 o'clock news. What news just came out? It was there's a FOMC member that's speaking. And then we have business inventories, existing home sales, and another FOMC member is supposed to speak at 9 o'clock. And then also Amelia said that Trump tariffs ruling is supposed to be today at 9 o'clock as well. So But yeah, it really sucks that like I'm getting closer and closer to what my initial goal was as far as like, scalping and everything. And I'm going to get punished for being efficient and effective. Also, I'm going to show you guys, I'll probably have to do this towards the end. It's some more auction theory information where it was basically telling me like what three categories my setups fall into as far as pullbacks and divergence. There's I think it's two failures and one absorption or something like that. I'll read it to you guys and kind of like what it explains as far as what's happening and why certain trades have much quicker resolutions than others. It's because of this information that I might actually get rid of potentially like two of the pullbacks unless it's a high swing bar, which sounds crazy, but it kind of makes sense why I could potentially not trade it. But I'll show you guys that a little later. Just moving the zone down. But yeah, I might just like not trade in there at all. It's a possibility. You guys know I used to do that. At an extended support level, the fourth support level is up here at 682. So this is the first extended support level. So now if it continues to break, every new support level should be about 60 points away from each other. It's just how this indicator works. Thought we were going to push up right there. We did not. That would be my normal setup if the zigzag was correct. Which I've been trying to pay attention because the zigzag might not even matter anymore. That was like legit perfect counter trend, no interest reversal. Lower low to lower high to higher low. I just wanted this pullback volume to be low, which it was, and we pushed right on up. But yeah, I've been trying to document when for the pullbacks, the zigzag is not the correct color, because I don't think it matters anymore with the way that I'm trading. Like there were like 4 really good setups yesterday for pullbacks that I didn't take because the zigzag wasn't the right color, but it still worked out. Now this zigzag is just based on like what it interprets as like who's dominant volume wise, which I mean, this makes sense. We came down 24 points. very close to the lower low. So yeah. Good morning, Paul. How are you this morning? Good morning, Prid. How are you this morning? Good morning. Good morning. Breakfast hot pocket. Since I'm still beefing my rice. Hard past the one I had with sausage, egg, and cheese. 2 more minutes. Yep. All right. Let me show you guys. All right, so this is what, since we have news coming, switch over real quick. All right, so this is what I was told in regards to like the change zone that I draw or whatever. And so it says what the zone actually is, because I basically explained, like, when we're in a downtrend, there's a seller pressure level. When it's broken on the upside, it then says that, overall trend is an uptrend. It changes that level to green. Sometimes we reject immediately. Sometimes we trade outside of it and we start trading inside of it until it breaks back above, or we break back below and we go back into a downtrend. And so I was asking, should I just avoid trades in here? If I can trade, what trades should I take? So it says what the zone is. You're not in a trend. You're in a structural transition zone. Auction theory translation. And I love how when I ask it questions, now it reverts everything back to auction theory. This is why it's been I've been making such great progress the last couple of weeks, because I'm learning auction theory. I'm learning how the market moves, why it moves the way that it does. And it's helping me to solidify my rules or whatever. But anyway, the market attempted a regime change, but value has not been accepted yet. This is not rejection of the new trend, which is what I was thinking, right? This is unfinished discovery. That zone is two-sided. It's rotational. Inventory is being rebalanced and both sides are probing. The worst possible thing you could do not treat it as a clean trend, which I never was anyway. Do not force trend pullbacks. Do not assume continuation. Trend logic does not apply inside that zone. You should not avoid trading altogether, but avoiding all trades would throw away edge, especially on NQ open. So what to trade inside of the transition zone? Trade only failure-based setups, which are basically divergence. Why? Because the market is probing extremes. Most moves fail. Exhaustion and absence of interest dominate. I can also trade counter trend pullbacks as long as it's the no interest reversal. But it says to avoid regular pullbacks, alternate pullbacks, and anything that's trend continuation logic, because those require value acceptance, which does not exist here. Then there was another question that I asked it. So I was asking okay, so basically is this a consolidation zone then? And it says, yes, what you're calling the change zone is absolutely a consolidation / balance zone. In auction theory terms, your intuition is correct. What the change zone really is, when price trades between those levels, you're in balance with unresolved value. So price is rotating at that moment to discover where value should be, not to extend. That means extensions fail more often, extremes matter far more than mid-range, and trades must be location dependent. So then in my question, I asked it about trading at the edges of it, and it was saying yes, because when you're inside of balance, trading at the edges are the inventory extremes, and if you're in the middle, it's chop. So if I sell at the top of the zone or buy at the bottom of the zone, I'm okay with doing that. Can't trade in the middle. Even if price is reacting off of a level inside of there, it's just not a good idea to do that. And then it said, yeah, don't trade any of the pullbacks, but I can trade the no interest reversal, which is the higher high to higher low to lower high. But yeah, and then it was like one last clarification. What it was telling me had nothing to do with like my indicator or bias or anything. It has everything to do with, because it's showing me what the overall trend is, and we're now trapped inside of where we attempted to change trends. It has everything to do with where inventory is trapped, where value is being rejected, and where imbalance can form. So I'm trading auction mechanics and not direction. I thought that was pretty good information. Yeah. Now that I'm announcing my get Applejack, screw you. Are you coming to the wedding? No. No, I be trying to understand because there's not a lot of information out there regarding certain things, especially with Ringo. So ChatGPT is my best friend because it's really helping me understand why the market moves the way that it moves. Not put that shit on hold. We bleeding. Too much blood for a napkin. Good morning, New. How are you this morning? I wasn't going to be able to trade it anyway. Trenches, I had to wait. Oh, I can't trade that though. Support. All right, let's see. You a short gold pre-market. It's at 46.10 now. Damn. Thought that we would revert the Asia and London high on NQ. Nope. Nope. Speaking of, where is my opening range? It's all the way up there? Jeez Louise. All right. All right. Look what we pushed right back in. I mean, it makes sense looking at the time-based chart. Looks like we're trying to continue the downtrend. See what we do in here. Look how we're reacting off of this extended support level. See, I don't know if we were going to push through that. I would have taken that. It's equal. About something. Alright, so I guess we can push through it. I just don't want to trade in there. Both of these trades were, well, this one I probably wouldn't have taken because of the equal swings here. That's the only thing that like screwed that trade up. Oh, why can't I see? No, there was a trade. It's this one. Oh, but we were inside, huh? Damn, okay. That makes sense. So I genuinely could have taken this sell, and this one. So both times we popped out and went back in, I could have taken all three of those. As it gets back this much in. Oh, you can hear the music. Okay. You are silly. You said it looks like a rejection candle? Yeah. So I had a chance to enter this one for sure. I only didn't because, and this is why I said I don't think the color of the zigzag matters. Look how it's already red on the sale, which most of the time I don't like for that type of divergence. And I only questioned it because this one lost, but we were also inside of the change zone with that one. So that was invalid anyway. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Did we just have a volume spike? We did. We are really volatile today. Hi. Hello. This might be a little too volatile for my blood, personally. Y'all look how slow I was on clicking that button. Shit. I realized I could get into it because the volume was so high on the entry bar. Damn, I should be like 6-0 right now. Get your shit together, lady. It's a pretty big pullback. If we break structure, I won't be able to take it though. And we just did. Still valid until we... No. Damn. I took it off because I thought we beat out this swing, but we didn't. We were a half a point away from beating it out. Oh, Keamber. Oh, Keamber. Literally. The divergence plays today are nice. That one win. This one win. Was that one win? That one wasn't one, I don't think. This one and this one. Not shit is trash today. No ruling. Can we get a ruling ASAP? Get back to normal market conditions. Take a break till they rule then. But what if it takes months, Applejacks? Made too much on your TPT eval? You don't have something that can cut you out at the amount you're looking for? At the, what is it, 1,500? All right, not simple divergence, but counter trend divergence. We pushed off of this lower high plus this support level here. All I was looking for was high volume in this bar, which the volume of that bar was 310 compared to the highest volume pushing up was 287, which is forced participation. I also wanted the point of control to be in the wick to show rejection of price up there with the forced participation, which it was. Point of control in the wick. We trapped the buyers up there. Pushed right on down. Oh, shit, y'all. Lord. Oh, okay. That was the only... I was about to say, I've been trading my personal account. All right, let me take it out. I just needed the one trade, which I got. And taking that out, I missed this sell right here. I'm telling y'all, the divergence is probably going to be my favorite. I'm not going to get rid of all the pullbacks, but probably only trade the no interest reversals in divergence, honestly. And I'm probably just going to choose which divergence I like the most and leave it there. Just leave it there. Now you just lost too much. Lord. Yes, please leave it alone, sir. Um, Paul, what platform do you use? Good morning, Diego. How are you this morning? How did your open trade go? Also, one thing I'm noticing is I like the higher high to higher low to lower high. I like these trades more if we're above the rotation level, not below it. Because I wanted to show no interest like early. This is kind of a late no interest reversal there. Or we can happen on the line, but I don't like doing it below though. Hmm. Mm-mm. Oh, you're using Quantower. TP was at 40 points. Not because Diego said, I don't do that shit no more. I thought you did. Well, how's your trading mix? Diego told me to be gone. What? Pray you're so, but you're green. You're green though. Are you gonna lock it in or are you still trading? I'm doing fine. Well, how has your trading been going this session? You are hilarious. Y'all are too much for me, I swear. Just too much for me. I'm weak. Ay, ay, ay. Mm-mm-mm. Let's see. Yeah, once I figure out what I can take in here, I'll be fine. Like, I think so this is a no interest reversal. It happened right at the last higher low over there. I think it's fine for me to do that. I don't think I have to take those at the edges as long as it's counter trend. But like I said, for now, I'm gonna just be patient. Wait till we break out either side and leave it at that. Trying to see if we traded there in the last couple of days. All right, so the zone I just drew that we're in right now, this is somewhere we traded on the 12th. All right, good to know. I traded my rep done for the day, ended up green. So one more step by step. Love it, love it, love it. You're still trading in a different account? Got you. So, Pred, do you rotate your accounts? Like try to get to a certain point on one account and then go to the next one? Yeah, maybe with the trend, I just need to. So I think I could do counter trend, no interest reversals. When we get to the other edge of it, I can take the divergence, of course, if it follows my rules. These were two really nice trades down. Right now, they don't follow the rules that I have because I don't have rules for this particular structure just yet. Where the last impulse move down is more than the previous impulse move, and then we push up. I don't have that except for one particular structure, counter trend divergence, which is what I took earlier, and I think I took it yesterday as well, multiple times. But with the trend, I haven't exactly figured out how I want to do it just yet. So, all right, we got some absorption here. I swear to y'all, if I could figure out how to trade inside of here, baby, it's gonna be golden. You're welcome. You're welcome. Good coffee with lots of sugar. Fuck the market. Y'all have a good day. See you, Applejacks. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm gonna start trading my imp account, but last week I'm not gonna start that till next week. Yeah, just wait until you're ready. It's no hurry whatsoever. Whatsoever. Yeah, see, this was a good trade right here. Based on my rules. I just don't know how I want to trade at the edge of this. It's probably going to be where when I look at the divergence, I'm fine. And it was just the pullbacks that were going to screw me up. Just trading at the edges, which... yeah, I think... oh, I'm done because we have news again at 9:30. All right, let me pull ChatGPT back up so I can show you guys what it was talking about as far as like the 3 auction theory patterns for trading. Here we go. Not Diego versus Applejack. She okay with AJ. If she could call Janelle JB, she okay with AJ. See how this week goes. Trading almost cost me my life, so I'm a strong advocate to take your time. Absolutely. Just be patient. Either you're going to get what you want out of the market or you're not. And either way, it's okay. But as long as you follow your rules, you're just so much better off. All right, let me show you guys this and then I'll show you guys the status of the accounts and we'll get out of here. Okay, so basically there are 3 failure mechanisms that it basically grouped my trades into. So the first one is failure by absence of interest, which it says has the highest take profit probability. Why? Because there's no fight, there's no absorption battle, price moves easily, and the follow through is fast. For a small fixed target, this is ideal. So that's my no interest reversal pretty much, where you have the lower low to lower high, to higher low. So it's like kind of like this one, lower low to lower high to higher low. There's an absence of interest. Why? Because if you look at the tick distance, you have 35 on the push down, then we have 27.75 on the push up, and then we lower back down again to 13. So it's a compression. And the reason why it's a compression as far as structure goes is because there's no interest there. By the time you get to this pullback, because I do A, B, C, by the time you get to the C swing, when you have this compression, it's basically saying like around here, nobody gives a damn. Nobody cares. So it's a lot easier of a trade, pretty much as long as the volume on the pullback is low compared to the highest volume bar on the previous impulse move. It's going to almost always work out. The only thing, like I said back here, is that when I have these no interest reversals, whether it's trend or a counter trend, I want to make sure that if I'm counter trend, I'm above the buy rotation level. Why? Because most of the time, the lower high of the no interest reversal is going to cause the rotation line. Right here, we already have a rotation line because we're trying to start the trend with a different type of pullback. And so that's why I didn't take this one and it wouldn't have worked out. So number 2, it says, and actually these are flipped now. But number 2, it says failure by acceptance / absorption, which these are basically just your traditional pullbacks. But I find that number 3 works out a lot better than number 2. And I'll show you why in a little bit. So anyway, failure by acceptance or absorption has high probability, slightly slower. Why? It requires inventory unwinding, can pause or rotate briefly, still reliable, but not explosive. The part about not being explosive is exactly why I don't really like them. And on top of that, when you really look at the structure of pullbacks on Rincos, when the swing is a short swing, it's basically showing that price is rotating in that area, which shows balance. And that's why long term, I think I'm not going to trade them. For now, if I see them set up and I feel like I'm confident in it, I will. But eventually, I'm probably going to get rid of it and only take the ones where it's a very high swing. And just to give you context of what I mean. So, there's a support level. All right, I don't want to use that one because support is there. Trying to find a good example where we're not near like any kind of level of some sort. There's levels everywhere. This is counter trend, but let's just pretend like it's not. So this is a traditional pullback. You have a higher low. Wait, no, that one's different because that's actually one that I like. Let's pause. That's one that I like too. I keep finding the ones where it's a higher swing than the previous one. Here we go. Let's go here. All right. So this is a traditional pullback. We have a very high impulse move, which means the sellers are, controlling the downtrend, which is good. Then we have a very shallow pullback. It's 10.5 points versus 12.75 points on the previous pullback, right? Cool. So you would think like, all right, that means that this should be a very simple reversal because the sellers are in control. The buyers couldn't even push further than they did the last time. So this should be a very simple rotation down, which I think that if I had a bigger stop loss, it would be fine. Now, this one's a little different because this was a very high, well, not very high, but this was a higher volume bar on the reversal bar than the previous one, which means that that's absorption. So I typically wouldn't take that anyway, but let's just pretend like it's not. The reason why I don't really like the pullbacks like this is because you can draw a line anywhere inside of this reversal bar down for the sale and it's going to touch the reversal bar up. So this is basically like a little mini rebalancing area because we finished the auction. So all of the reversal bars are like finished auctions basically, right? So we had the push down, we reverse up, we finished the sell-in auction basically. So if there's really going to be a good move, we have to kind of get away, not necessarily all the way get away from the previous push up, like that entire swing, but we at least need to cause some type of imbalance. This is too balanced. And that's why I've noticed that it doesn't work out as often as like here. Now this one's a little different because the impulse move wasn't that great. But when we have a good push up, so we have 16 points up versus 10.5, there's an imbalance there. So now it's just about figuring out what volume pattern works best to show the imbalance so we can have the push down. Which is like completely opposite of how I was trading before. But most of the time when it comes to this particular trade, as long as the point of control is in the wick, which you can see it is on the left-hand side over there, the trade almost always works out. Why? Because a wick point of control means rejection. Body point of control means acceptance. I don't want price to accept, right? Because this is clearly showing an imbalance with the buyers pushing. They're attempting to push the market further than they did the last time and they succeeded. So now we just want to trap them. So yeah, I actually rank number 3 better. So number 3 is failure by exhaustion or forced participation, which typically is going to be divergence. It says it's the lowest probability, but the biggest moves. Why? Because it's often messy. It can overshoot before resolving. It's great for runners. Less ideal for fixed TP, but I actually find that it works out best. Most of my faster trades are coming from divergence, actually. But yeah. All right. So let me show you guys my trades that I took today. I sat out of quite a bit. The market was a little wonky. It was all crazy because of that 9 o'clock news. But also, I'm still just trying to get to know what I like and what I don't like. I pretty much almost have it in my head. Like, all right, if I see this particular pattern, I know that I'm looking for an entry. So let me look down at my cheat sheet. There are certain things where when it shows up, I just know I'm not even taking it. So there's no point in even looking. But then, like I said, I'm probably going to compress this to get rid of some of these and I'll be absolutely okay with that. But this was the first trade. It was counter trend divergence. One thing I like about counter trend divergence, in this particular move, you can see this last impulse move down by the sellers. We beat out the last time they tried to push down, right? And then when we pushed up, the buyers had less distance, 16.5 points versus 16.75. It seems like it's so minuscule, but it matters. Precision matters, right? And so with the sellers having a better impulse move down, the buyers couldn't beat out what they did last time. This trade almost always works out, you guys. When it's counter trend, almost always works out. So this, and we also had VWAP there, which helped out. And this trade was a 1 second trade to target. From the entry, we pushed down almost 21 points in like 20 seconds. So that was the first trade. second trade was counter trend divergence here. And you can see I literally did the same exact thing. We had the impulse move up 16.75 compared to 15. So the buyers are making some headway. And then when the sellers came back down, the sellers couldn't beat out the last time they pushed down. So again, almost always wins. Even if there's no level there, thankfully I had VWAP there the first time. This time it was a support level. Point of control was in the wick to show rejection of price. We pushed up, quick 2-second trade. That one only pushed up about 11 points, but I'm only looking for a 7. I don't really care what happens after that. Third trade, because I think I took, how many trades did I take? Oh, I took 3 trades. All right, so third trade is, when did I take the third trade? Hello, trade, where are you? Oh, here. Another counter trend divergence. So one of the patterns that I really like with counter trend divergence is when there is a stair step of tick distance. This one didn't happen to be that because of structure was a little bit different. But this one in particular, I just wanted the volume to be high on the entry bar and the point of control to stay in the wick to show rejection of price. And we were rejecting at a lower high, well, the last lower high. And also as support, quick 4-second trade, we pushed down 14, almost 14.5 points from the entry. I got my 7, and that was that. Yes, Amelia, period. I've actually been doing really, really well on these particular accounts. If I log into TPT, let me log in really quick. Just the one. Yeah, I just started this account last week. So this is only my 3rd day on it. So the first day, 4:15. The second day was yesterday at 1:10. And then today we're at 3 something. So that's not bad. And then the Tradeify account. Oh, it updated for today. So the Tradeify account, we have 231 the first day. I was break even day 2, 129 the third day, 401, 112, and then 388. Like, I've been doing pretty well. And then I'm pretty sure, oh no, that is correct. So it says I have a 68.42 win rate, but it's actually, it should be higher than that. It's because it's counting some of these break evens as losses, which is fine. But I also feel like it's actually counting more than that, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 13 wins, 3 losses, and 3 break evens. That's definitely way higher than a 68 point. I feel like they're counting even before I had this, you know, this account renewed, honestly. Even though it says this, it's counting more than that, because that shouldn't be 68%. But either way, I'm making the progress that I've been working very hard towards, and it's very exciting. I feel like I'm probably about a week away from really, really being exactly where I want to be, and I'm really excited about it. So let me show you guys the accounts this way, and then I'll get y'all on up out of here. I did take the one trade on my personal account as well. Just made $13 there. I just take it on micros. All right, so this is what we are looking like here. The net was 390 on the TPT account and 387 on the Tradeify account. So I am now $1,260 in profit on Tradeify and $9.15 on TPT. If I'm not mistaken, the Tradeify account renews on I feel like it's around the 20th. I would have to check to make sure so that I know if I need to start multiplying contracts. Because if I don't need to renew it, I'm not going to renew it. And then also because it was another green day, we still have a full drawdown going into tomorrow, which is really nice. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, that's it for me, you guys. I'm going to go journal, see what little tweaks that I need to make. And also, like I said, just kind of going through a little bit more thorough, especially with looking at all of the trades that are in parentheses, meaning we traded inside of the zone, to see what trades I'm okay with taking. If I want to just completely avoid, how I want to do that. Because I feel like there's not very many days where we're just like continuing to trade in the zone and not really breaking on either side very well. Most of the time we end up resolving at some point. And it doesn't typically take that long. So if I just need to be patient and wait for us to break out on either side, I'm okay with that. If trading off of the either side of it needs to happen, I'm okay with that. So that's really where probably the bulk of my studying is going to be today. And then also just trying to figure out what I want to eliminate just to, make things a little bit easier on myself and just take the highest quality trades and just be okay with sitting out. With me scalping, I just feel like I will get more than enough setups. Even if I take away some of the decent setups, I'll still have enough setups to be okay with, honestly. So probably the rest of this week, I am going to still have to journal like every single setup on the charts, which is kind of annoying, but it's okay. Just so I can solidify everything. I actually might have to do that for another week or so. And then I think I'll have more than enough data to say, okay, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, and kind of leave it at that. See you, Pred. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys.